Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks, and this is the first of a series of videos about the Nokia G22 smartphone, an affordable smartphone from Nokia which offers repairability as well as arguably some good value for money. So today we're going to do an unboxing, see what's in the box, see what the documentation looks like and so forth. And tomorrow we're going to be following this up with a longer video where I'm going to go through the setup experience of the Nokia G22. And then in the coming weeks we'll do some other coverage of the device and we'll wrap it all up with a long-term review in about a month or so. But let's start off with the packaging. This is a Nokia G22 we purchased in the UK from Nokia directly. It cost us £169 sterling. And it arrived the next day, so it was very speedy delivery. And as you can see, the packaging is obviously made out of recycled cardboard. You've got the G22 Nokia on it and a very simple depiction of the smartphone itself. Now, interesting, the tagline at the bottom here is built to last with recycled materials and QuickFix repairability. So for this smartphone, Nokia have partnered with iFixit. So if you were to smash the screen or need to change the battery on the device, the partnership with iFixit means you can buy a full repair kit from iFixit, and provided you have the patience, you can follow their tutorials and fix this phone on your own. And I think that's a great selling point. Whether or not this will be a success needs to be seen, but let's have a look at what's in the box. I'm going to use my jerry-rig everything knife to open up the packaging here. There's two plastic strips on the box. So we'll open this up. Here we go. And simply on the inside of the lid we have details here with a QR code to get support for the device and details about their promise. 3 years of warranty and monthly security updates, 2 years of operating system upgrades. Now I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. Nokia have been promising monthly security updates for years. We've seen this here on the Tech Travel Geeks YouTube channel with the Nokia 5.3 and other devices. The company has promised monthly security updates, but those have never really appeared. It's more like bi-monthly security updates. Anyway, we'll see what happens. As this device comes out of the box, it comes with Android 12, and 2 years of OS upgrades either means 2 updates, so 13 and 14, or 2 years means up to Android 15. But there's a bit of a grey area there. Cat break off. Okay then, so rest of the packaging, let's see. There's the smartphone itself. We'll look in that in a little bit more detail in a moment. There is a leaflet here. And on the inside, you can just see here, there is a really interesting SIM ejector tool. I've never really seen one of these. Now this is a SIM ejector tool that is actually quite useful because it's not just for handling the SIM ejector tray, which you will be able to use to expand the storage of the device because it does support micro SD cards. But the other side is a little plastic wedge. And this is going to be useful if you're going to be fixing it yourself, taking the device to pieces yourself. You use that to wedge in between components and wedge stuff out. And rightly so, here it says, keep safe to help with possible future repairs. And it's also got that in French. And then at the bottom of the box we have a little cable, again in a cardboard little sleeve. This is USB Type-C to USB Type-C. This is interesting. It's the first time I've seen USB Type-C to Type-C in a device in this price range. Usually from the brands such as Doogee, Poco, Xiaomi, Realme and others, in this price range you'll get a USB-A to C cable. But this means that Nokia expect most people at this point to have a USB Type-C capable charger or a USB-C port to plug into to charge their smartphone. So interesting evolution here. Let's have a look at the documentation. Next up we have here details and a quick start guide. You can see the instructions for the SIM card tray and micro SD card. So yeah, all the small print, I'm pretty sure we're not going to read that ever. What might be useful is obviously this diagram with the SIM tray and this one explaining where things are. Obviously there's details here. It does have NFC and it's clearly calling out that you don't use micro USB to charge this device. Okay then, so I'll put this aside. Next up, the smartphone. So it's paper wrapping. This is good to see. Very little plastic being used here. And the device itself comes with a little jelly case with essentially a TPU bumper case already applied to the device. Now, I'm going to take this off to have a quick look at the device underneath, but it's good to see a device with a bumper case. This is a plastic bag, apparently made from recycled plastic, so Nokia really pushing the environmental line here. It's a plastic frame here, but the button on the side isn't just a button. I'm glad to see this is a fingerprint scanner as well, and we'll look at that in a little bit more detail in our setup video tomorrow. There's a volume rocker, volume up and down. At the top, nothing to talk of, no cutouts for microphones or whatever. There's the SIM tray here, which you can use to, as I said, not only insert your micro SD card, but also nano SIM. So there you go. So that's the tray there. We'll use that in our setup video. And then at the bottom, we have cutouts here. There's a microphone hole. There's USB Type-C for charging and data, the speaker hole, and that's a courage port. It has a 3.5mm audio jack. So good to see that, especially in this price range. Even here with some brands, we're starting to see the demise of the courage port. This device at £169 is not actually fully waterproof, but it does have an IP rating. I believe this is IP5 rated, which means it's splash resistant. That should be enough for making a phone call or checking maps during Scottish rain. And then at the back here, we'll just have a quick touch on this, but we'll cover this more in our full review. There's a triple camera setup. Now, the main sensor here is a 50 megapixel sensor. It's a 50 megapixel AI camera. The other two cameras are they're pretty much sticker cameras. There's a 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. We'll see how that works in the device once it's been fully set up. Okay then, so in terms of display, it's HD+. That means it's a 720 display. That means that in actual resolution, it's 720 pixels by 1600. We'll just briefly switch this on so that you can see the teardrop notch for the selfie camera. That selfie camera is a 8 megapixel one. Both the front and rear cameras are only capable of recording full HD video. That's because of the chipset that is running the show here. The Nokia G22, as you hear the well-known ringtone going through there, the Nokia G22 is running on a Unisoc chipset, which makes for interesting conversations around supply chains and chipset manufacturers. But as you can see, it's not too protruding. As Chris over at Techspert would call it, that's a nipple selfie notch, and it is there, but we'll put it through its paces. But as you can see, it's perfectly legible, perfectly usable, with that 720 by 1600 pixel display. Anyway, I'll switch that off for now, put it down. I'll leave it on charge for a while before we do our full setup video for this smartphone. If you don't already, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We cover consumer electronics, gadgets, accessories, anything we think makes the travel experience better. And smartphones are definitely one of those things that are very useful when traveling. So As I said, if you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. If you like this video, leave us a like. If you have any further questions, please do leave them in the comments section below. We'll either reply to you in the comments or maybe incorporate your answer in a future video. So thanks again for watching. I'll leave links in the description to where you can find out more about the Nokia or Nokia G22 and where you can purchase it on Amazon UK. Obviously that's an affiliate link. If you're purchasing from there, you'll be supporting the Tech Travel Geeks. But for now, thanks for watching and goodbye from me.